sales journal and the purchases journal. The other post is at the end of the month. We post our totals here to the accounts receivable control account at the end of the month, and this will go to the cash account. That's only those that are going to affect those people's accounts receivable. No, not the short. Well, actually, the other accounts can be posted daily because they've got to go to probably the general. To those accounts, but short and over did. Yeah, short and over would have to be posted separately because it's not a total column. But let's look at that. See, what would happen is, in this column, you just post to the general ledger or wherever they are individually. Because the only columns that are actually going to get. Go ahead, Connie.
That other accounts credit column is sort of like a mini general ledger anyway. I mean general journal anyway, right?
Well, it's kind of.
Actually, it's just one side of it, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just. Yeah.
I understand. Okay, I got it.
What that is anything that doesn't fall into your major columns that's going to be posted at the end of the month would be posted to those accounts.
So daily, would we take, like on the capital, when she added capital, so would we go in and make a general journal entry in our general journal to take care of this or the other side of it?
No, nothing gets in the journal, but in one journal, everything is entered in one journal. We're posting, and when you post...
then you just post to where it needs to go.
You just post where it needs to go, right.
I understand. I got it.
No more, only one, it only goes in one journal. So once you've got it in a journal, it doesn't need another journal entry. It just has to be posted to the accounts.
I got it.
So we post to the general, or general ledger of accounts receivable credit and cash credit?
Okay, in this instance, this accounts receivable, if it's got a column name up here and it goes in a column, right, the total of that column is going to be posted at the end of the month. So you don't have to post to that column daily. However, since this is an individual with a subsidiary ledger account, we do post to the accounts receivable daily. Only if it has to do with a separate account from what's in these columns. At the end of the month, we're going to post this column total, this column total, this column total, and this one. And then daily, though, to be sure this person's account is updated, right, we're going to post daily to their individual subsidiary account. Okay? And also, any of them over here in this column, you can post whenever. Because notice this doesn't have a column that's going to be posted at the end of the month. So, whatever you're putting in here, you can post. The bill. Or they may call in and say, what's my balance now? Maybe, think about your Visa account or whatever where you're paying on it or whatever, and you're wanting to know how much credit you got. Yeah. Making sense?
Yes.
It's just posted somewhat different. And let's look at another one. This would be cash discount on sales. These are discounts. If you're doing, and this is just to point out the fact that if you're doing lots of discounting, then you may want to add a column in your journal of cash receipts to show that.
Like let's say, like Christmas. A lot of people for the month of Christmas, they'll have lots of discounts.
Maybe.
So for that month, you would want.
If you're making discount, you might even do it, you might even want to say, okay, I'm going to put a column in here because I do a whole lot of sales discounts. So if I'm doing a lot of them and I don't want to have to post those daily, remember the posting issue, I would put a column so that I could post that column at the end of the month. Make sense?
Yes.
Remember, these are not set in stone. These are, each company can adapt them
Right.
to what they're doing and what they want to save time on. Okay. Okay. And some of them do add that column just because they do a lot of it,
Yeah.
and they don't want to have to post those.
Like when
A bunch of
Surplus
them.
City was open. They had discounts every
Discounts
day.
all the time, and they may.
Yeah. Yeah, there's, the building's still open, and there's a little old lady, I can't remember what her name is, she's sweet to be, but she has that, they don't have appliances, or, it's mostly just clothing now. What is it?
What is it?
It used to be Surplus City.
Oh, Surplus City, yeah. Down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Promissory notes. Another way that we can get money, correct?
Yeah.
We don't like to do that because it has interest on it.
Well, and it's hard to pay them. Hard to collect on, but they're just what they
Another
say,
thing to
right?
keep
What
a-
they say you got right there.
Right.
You can't get no interest, and that don't matter unless it says it.
With interest, and sometimes it does.
Sometimes they do something. In my experience, the majority do not.
Right. They
You
just
say,
let me.
I owe you, I'm gonna write you a note for $800. You get a note for $800. You don't have to.
Right.
If it takes you a month or
Right.
a year to collect it.
And we don't like that because we want that cash coming in for one thing, and we're not able to put that money in our account drawing interest, right? Remember that? So we prefer them to pay, right? Within 30 days, we hope. We love it when they do. Okay. So in this case, if somebody can't, okay, then we're going to issue Stacy Farley a note, and she's going to get a note that she's got to pay us this amount at 9% interest, and 6 months we're giving her. Okay. But we did put in there that we're going to have to pay her. So when she pays, okay, what happens when she pays? Now to set up that note, right, it's her accounts receivable that she couldn't pay within the 30 days. So she said, so we would rather get the money than her not pay at all, right? So we're saying, okay, we'll change your accounts receivable, her name, right, accounts receivable, and change it to a notes receivable. So we're going to credit her account and her subsidiary ledger accounts, get it out of everything that has to do with accounts receivable. We're putting it in notes receivable. So what we do is we post the $800 to notes receivable, and we take it out of her account and out of our control account. Because it's in the accounts receivable. We want it
So
out
we're
of it.
taking it out of accounts receivable and out of her ledger.
Yes.
It's just in notes receivable,
Right.
which is just its own one to look at.
Yes.
Which is
Okay. This doesn't happen a lot, but
Yeah, well, it's not,
we're-
I understand it, it's not
Right.
that, it's just, I don't like that.
It's another journal, and it's another ledger, and it's another.
well, it's just
It's just the whole practice of it.
you could leave it in there. Yeah, you could leave it in there if you wanted to, but this is sort of a stronger. The notes receivable is just a little bit the promissory note is just a little stronger, I think, legally, maybe.
Well, if you ever had to go to court to receive it, then you got her signature on that note.
Right, exactly.
It's not just it goes from being just a bill that you didn't collect to a note that she signed that she reneged on. Promissory
Exactly.
note.
Exactly. It's stronger. It's just a stronger
Yeah.
document.
If you ever chose to take her to small claims court, you've got her dead to rights, so to speak.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
In theory.
Yes.
In
Okay.
theory.
In theory. So we're going to debit notes receivable and credit the accounts receivable. Okay. Then, when she pays, okay, and I'm going to go back over this because some of you may not have had your math class in quite a while. So, well, okay. So what's going to happen is the amount she owes, when it's time for her to pay, she's got to pay 9%. To figure out what that 9% is, we go, you can't do it, this is the way they do it. If it's half a year, You divide by 2, right? 6 months instead of a full year. Interest is always stated for a year. So when you see 9% on a loan, it's saying 9% for a year. But a lot of loans are shorter, 3 months, 6 months, right? So we figure it according to the amount of time, and the interest is kind of allotted out over the year. In fact, I'm going to show you another way to do it right now, just so you've got both. If the amount owed is $800, we're saying 9% for a year. Then how it's going to be taught to you in math is principal. I'm going to go ahead and show you this. If I can type it in there. Times the rate times the time. Okay. And that would be $800, right? 800 times 9% or 0.09 times, and since it's 6 months, it'd be 6/12. In essence, you're doing the same thing it said, but this is the way the formula works, and I'd rather you see it that way. So the interest is going to be, when you multiply all that out, right? Ooh, that was interesting.
You have an undo button.
I know. I wanted to, it flew way out there. Okay. So the interest amount would be $36, right? So the amount she's actually going to have to pay us when, and if you want to figure this really easy, of course you can hit your percent button. You can take your, if you had never had this, let me show you. Because this is, if you got your calculator, what you do is, you just, this is what I do, I used to teach that. We're going to go, the easy way to figure it, and you may have to figure some more of these, so you go like, go 9, how much is it? 800, punch in your 800, right? Times, if you've got a percent key, you can just put in 9 and hit percent. I don't know, I've got 1%. Can't see it yet. Then, in the problem, it goes times 6 divided by 12. And that'll give you your answer. Now, you can do it that way because your calculator is going ahead and doing all. You see, there's your 36.
Yeah, barely.
You can see that. You can't see that. Here.
We saw it.
Y'all saw it. It was 36.
That's all that matters, huh?
Yeah, it's like if you did. So you got your 800 times your 9%. I'm going to write it out like this. Times 6/12. Going to give you, because it's for 6 months. Okay. If you don't have it, you're figuring it out by hand, you'd go 800 times 0.09, right, times 6 divided by 12. Now, you can do it as you're going through, or you could change this to 0.5 if you wanted to. Change your...
That would certainly be simplest.
Be simplest. So, 6/12 is 0.5, so if you're just multiplying it out, you'd just do it like that. You could do it like that, and you're going to get your 36. Okay. If you just key it in the computer, in your calculator, just like it says it.